with like incredible red hair.
Yes.
So red.
Wasn't I convinced that she was flirting with me, but actually she was flirting with Alan Verk? Or
Yeah, I believe that's the case.
That sounds about right.
I mean,
okay.
hasn't Durkin been basically convinced that every female character up until this point has been flirting with him?
Yeah, but he's like too much about himself.
So yeah, so that's what happened last time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so there's a list of things for you guys to kill if you want to murder things. And today, I think we'll start with Shabazz and Douchey going to see the Dean of Magical Studies of the Pig Blemish's School of Non-Gendered Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, man. So this is like his own adventure right here.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it won't be super long and like eat up the whole session, but it could. Like, I guess.
Knowing us, right?
Yeah.
I got lunch. I'm good. Go for it.
So I'm gonna mute myself as well, so I don't inadvertently say something that I shouldn't. So here I go.
No, I mean, it's better that we're all together so that we can, you guys can have those meta conversations if you want to.
Okay.
I want to hear.
Or you can choose not to. That's fine too.
So yeah, where are Shabazz and I?
So Shabazz meets you, still looking a little shell-shocked, on the morning of the day in question, and he says basically he waits for you outside of your tavern, your inn that you're staying in, and he's just waiting outside when you come outside, so we could start there.
Do I know that he's still shell-shocked? Is it obvious on his face?
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty quiet and like not really focusing on things and very like clearly withdrawn.
Mm-hmm.
He like makes eye contact when you come outside, but doesn't say anything.
I want to say to him, hey, Shabazz, I know that this has been a hard time for you, and growing up when I went through hard times, there was a traditional orc song of kindness and uncalming that I was sung, and I think it would help you out. This is the song that makes you feel better. I would like to warm your heart. Someday you'll probably be eaten by a terrible beast because the world is hard. It sounds better in Orcish.
He gives you kind of a weak smile and nods, and you can tell that like he appreciates it, but you can only help so much when someone's just murdered their brother, right? Like,
Yeah.
But he says, well, are you ready then?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's lead the way.
Great. So you head off to Pig Blemish's, and you have an appointment. So you walk in, and the secretary recognizes Shabazz from a couple days before, and is like, "Oh, okay, you're here to see Professor Kasanov. You can just wait there." She points to like a bench, basically, in this sort of like secretarial space. Do you want to do anything while you're waiting, or we can just fast forward to when you get let in?
I think while he's waiting there, Douchey's pulled out his box with Christopher inside of it, and he's just like sort of cracked it open a little bit. He's like, "These people are gonna help you because they're nice," and hopefully not foreshadowing anything terrible.
Here's hoping. So after a few minutes, a light lights up on the secretary's desk, and she sort of she says, hey, you can go ahead and go in now, and she motions to a door on the other end.
All right, let's go, I guess.
Did you guys give Shabazz a fake name to use when referencing you?
I don't think so.
Okay. So Kasanov, or Professor Kasanov, is he's seated at his desk, and he stands up when you come in, and he sort of comes out from behind his desk, and he's this sort of wizened old human. You can tell that he's very, very old, surprisingly old. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're like, how old is this guy? But you can't really put a finger on it. So he greets you, and he greets Shabazz very warmly, and is like, Shabazz, it's great to see you. This is such an interesting case you've brought to our attention. We're really excited to get a look at it. And he motions you into a pair of chairs past his desk, and he says, "Oh, you must be Douchey."
Yes, yeah, that's me. Yeah, my significant other is here in this little box that I've bored little air holes in, and I feed him other insects and what spiders eat. He seems to like that.
Mm-hmm. So he motions you to sit down, and he goes back and sits behind his desk and takes the box from you and puts it on his desk in front of you guys so that everybody can see. And it's if I recall correctly, it's kind of like a matchbox in that it sort of slides open. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he slides it open, and there's Christopher in the box.
Honestly, it's in my head. It's this box that my Uncle Chris gave me that on my 19th birthday that had weed in it, and it was and he had carved it himself, and I thought wow, what a nice gesture, even though I don't really smoke weed, but I didn't have the heart to tell him that.
Okay, so he slides it open, and there's Christopher. How do you think how would Christopher react to this situation?
I think sort of immediately starts to crawl out. I think there's Christopher behaves a little bit more sentient than a spider, but I think mostly it's just oh, this box is now open, and starts to daddy long leg out of there. Yeah.
And so the professor he does that thing that I don't know if you've watched people handle spiders on the internet, where he lets them crawl over his hand and mm-hmm. puts his hand in front of them, in front of his own hand, so they can keep crawling in a straight line, but he's still in control. And so he does that, and he's handling Christopher very gently, and he's sort of quietly, he's clearly talking to you, but he's sort of under his breath so as not to scare Christopher. He's we've never heard of a case anything like this. The magic that must have done this, that did this, must have been really, really incredible. But the Staff of Wish is such a unique item. We don't even know how many charges it has. And so he starts to you don't have spellcraft, and neither does Shabazz. But he starts really peering intently at Christopher, to the point where he even when he has a free hand, reaches into his desk and grabs almost a little jeweler's monocle thing, and puts it in his eye, and is really studying Christopher to try and see it. And he's I have to ask a kind of indelicate question. Are you sure this is him?
I'm fairly certain. I was in the kitchen, and my landlady knocked on the door, and and Christopher went to go get the door, and when Christopher opened the door, this other red-robed woman walked in with our with the landlady, and the landlady, that woman was mumbling something to herself, held out her hand, and there was this incredible blast of light, and when I looked down, only Christopher's shoes remained, and this daddy long-legged spider just crawled out of Christopher's shoes. And she was saying other things to me about what we did to deserve it, but I don't remember. I was too in shock, just trying to keep the cats from eating Christopher.
Well, that sounds like it could have been polymorph other. But to be honest with you, I don't know. How long has he been like this?
It's been like 7 months.
I don't know any wizards powerful enough to cast a spell like this and make it permanent. And I am the dean of magical studies here, and I've met a lot of very powerful wizards over the course of my life. I'm tempted to. I'm concerned that some other spell may have been cast, that you were duped into believing that this is really your partner. So 7 months is a long time.
Yeah.
For a spider. How have you been keeping him alive?
I was told by the my landlady that I had to return to the robed woman and deposit some of my life force to sustain Christopher's life, to basically return him to a younger age repeatedly. Apparently spider years are very different from orc or human years, and so yeah, I've been doing that. It's hurt. I don't know how to know for sure if my life is actually being drained, other than to tell you that when my life force is drained, it feels very innately wrong and painful.
Yeah, sounds like very powerful magic indeed. So here's where I am as I have a responsibility to the school, and if you use this staff of wish to do this and it's not him, things are going to go quite poorly. And you will have spent a charge on this staff that we really could be the last one. And I mean that staff is in and out of that museum for studies, and we've learned a great deal from it, but we know that there's a great deal more to learn. But I also feel I want to help you. So how would you feel about leaving him with us so that we can try and verify that he is who you think he is? And if after some time we feel that we have determined that he is who you think he is, I'll walk you into the museum myself and give you the opportunity to use that wish to bring him back. But if he's not, then... Huh?
May I do a roll for sense motive?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the way you're saying it, I trust you, but... Wow, critical fail.
Oh, shoot.
I believe you wholeheartedly.
Yeah, so you believe that he's genuine. Yeah.
Do I have a sense that like there's a way for us to like correspond on the regular like it just generally in this land, like, oh, if we travel outside the city, we're gonna be able to send ravens or.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fairly well kept like sort of national mail system. There's like a modern post office equivalent, so you would be able to send mail. I don't know how much you would want to, being on the lam, and if you're journeying a lot, I don't know if you're going to be able to get responses. It would be kind of one-sided. However, there's lots of magical ways in which to communicate over large distances.
Yeah.
So the professor might know something about that, or the dean. I guess I should call him a dean. He might be able to help you with something like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think especially after that sense motive, like believing that this guy is completely honest, I was like, yeah, I think Dushi would agree to that. So, may I just say goodbye then? And I hold out my hand for Christopher.
Yeah, and he like, so he reaches his hand out and lets Christopher crawl out onto your hands. But he also picks up the box and hands it back to you with his other hands. And he says, "You know, we don't have to start today. Like you can come back tomorrow. You can come back next week. I understand how difficult this must be for you." And Dushi just like, no, I think this is the time, and he puts his palm up to his mouth, and the dean has probably never ever seen an orc French kiss a spider before. No, that's true. He super hasn't. And he's very unsettled.
That's sort of what happens. It's a very passionate kiss between a spider and Dushi right now. Somehow, what the spider seems to maybe like it. Who knows? But it's there. It's staying.
Who knows if a spider likes anything?
Yeah. And then Dushi nods and puts Christopher back in the box, and he's like, you know, I think Christopher, it was selfish of me to hold on to Christopher this long and try to handle it myself. I know next to nothing about magic. I know he's safer in your hands than he is in mine. So thank you very much.
Okay. The dean sort of, he like reaches into his desk and like pulls out a piece of paper and scribbles a note down on it and like carefully wraps the box in the paper such that the note is legible on the top, and then he like waves his hand over a thing on the desk, and a few seconds later the secretary opens the door, and he takes the he motions her over to his desk. He hands her the now wrapped box, and he says, "You know, take this down to the transmutation department. Take it to the head of the department, and tell him that I will be down later today to explain everything. But that this is a very important package and is not to be lost." And she says, "Okay," and like takes it and sort of like very like almost like she's carrying a relic. She like holds her out in front of her in both hands, and like sort of shuffles away to take it. And he, you know, motions his hand, and the door closes behind her. And he says, "Okay, when do you want to come back?" You know,
I suppose if I can. I know this is probably something that'll take some time, but I don't want to be in your way, but I'd love to visit every 3 days if possible.
Sure. I mean, you could visit whenever you like. I'll write you a letter of recommendation. You'll take it down to the registration office. They'll set you up with an ID so that you can come and go. If you come back in 3 days, I'll introduce you to the professor who will be handling this research. We'll be trying to verify this, and that way you can schedule time with him to visit the lab.
That's lovely.
Do you know how long he has until the next time he needs to be rejuvenated?
I was told I had. Fuck. I was told I had until. Was it the next 3 moons?
Yeah, I think you had
I'm
2
good.
months, something like that.
Yeah, 2 months.
Yeah. So he says, okay, I'll remember that. And he gets out another piece of parchment out of this like remarkably thin desk. You notice now, like there's no way he has this much parchment in the desk, but somehow he keeps just producing parchment whenever he needs it, and he pens this very
Does he,
long
like, Mary
letter.
Poppins out a coat rack and then like hang his clothes?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
pens this very, very long letter of introduction. Fills the whole front of this like scroll-sized piece of parchment. Like it's like 11 inches wide, like a foot long. And then he flips it over and fills like half of the back. And he signs it with this enormous, like ludicrously ornate signature, and then gets a stamp out of his desk and like stamps it with a sigil. And rolls it up and hands it to you.
I was gonna ask. I don't know if it would be part of this letter or not, but if I could either just ask him or try to persuade him to give me like student access to the library as well in this time, like for me to do.
Yeah, so if you mention that, like wanting to do your own research in the library, he says, "Oh yeah, your ID will definitely get you into the library."
Oh, thank you very much.
It'll essentially be like a faculty ID.
Yeah.
So that way you'll be able to get into the correct buildings, and the library is just sort of like, it's the 0 level permission, right? Like once you have an ID, you can get into the library. So he's like, yeah, you'll be able to do that. You can read whatever you want there. Nobody will bother you.
God, my surrogate daughter is going to be so thrilled to hear that.
He says, "Oh, you have a daughter?"
Oh, yeah, she's lovely. She's angry with me most of the time, but she's at that age.
No, I had children. They're all grown and dead now. But I know how that is.
Yeah.
Well, here's your
you.
sort of letter of introduction, and if you ask the secretary on the way out, she'll give you directions to the registration office. Thank you.
Well,
thank you so much for thinking of us.
Thank you so much for taking this case on. I'm happy to know that you understand the dire nature of the. I'm trying to use big words because you're fancy and I'm not fancy, but thank you. And I just sort of like I exit out backwards, like slightly bowing.
Yeah. Shabazz, who's just sort of been staring off into space this whole time, sort of like comes to and like walks out with you, and quietly, as you leave, he says, am I done?
Are you done? Yeah. I mean, if you need time for yourself, that's excellent. But know you always have a friend in me, and I hold my arms out for like a hug, sort of giving him the option to bring it in or not.
He like puts his hand on your on your shoulder, like on the inside of your shoulder, like in a gentle way, but in also like don't hug me way. But
Okay.
he makes eye contact with you and is like, thank you, and thank your friends for me too.
So yeah, I bring my arms around to like grasp his wrist then in a solid way, and I'm just like, yes, thank you. So after this, do I need to role play out the registration office, or do you think
You don't have to. I think it would be fairly straightforward. You go to the registration office.
Okay.
You wait for a couple minutes. You get a little like wooden, but very thin, like almost like a piece of balsa wood with your information on it. And it's got like the logo of Pig Blemishes and whatever. It's shiny, I guess.
nice.
And the registrar basically is just doing their job. They're just like, okay, cool, this is my thing now. Makes no bones about it. Is not particularly surprised or not surprised to see you. They're very sort of I guess in contrast to St. Cuthbert's Bay, where you stuck out like a sore thumb. They were just like, yep, here you go.
Oh. Well, great. I will then, I think, proceed to saunter home, but I take the scenic path, sort of feeling hopeful and seeing parents with children and couples eating ice cream together and just okay, feeling positive, things are gonna work out. In a way, I think depositing Christopher is it feels a bit like the release of a burden of I think someone else is gonna take care of it and everything's gonna work out. But it's also just God, I have this fragile creature with me at all times. So I make my way, I guess, back to the inn to wait for my party members' return.
Yeah, I mean, given the amount of time this all would have taken with travel and whatever, you should all be getting back to the inn sort of mid to early afternoon.
I would like to buy a round for my party members while I am to have ready for them when they arrive.
Sure.
Midday alcohol.
That's what have we been paying? Like a silver a beer at this point.
Yeah.
So it's 4 silver. And the waitress even helps you, carries them out to the table for you, and sets them each in front of a chair, in a sort of very theatrical setup. So at this point, we'll fast forward to when should only be a couple minutes, to when Durkin and Alanverk and Unatra arrive. You guys walk in the front door of the inn, and there's Douchey sat with 4 beers sort of around this circular table, looking content, I guess.
I don't know, I'm trying to make it noise. Hey, what's up, Douchey? That's terrible.
Hey,
what up, man? How you doing?
hey. I have the best news.
Oh yeah, so do we. But you go first.
Okay, so can I roll for deception to see if this works?
Absolutely.
Right. I'm already sitting down and drinking my beer.
They do get a sense motive to counter.
Okay, yeah, all right.
The skill is actually called bluff.
Oh, gotcha.
We have to do bluff, or we
No, you roll sense motive, he rolls bluff.
Okay, I got it. I don't know why we're doing this, but okay. Alright, got an 11 for sense motive.
6.
How'd you do, Paul?
Oh, 14.
Oh, nice. So what is the lie that they're gonna totally swallow?
I'm gonna say, hey, the good news is Christopher's no longer a spider. The bad news is instead of a spider, he is now this goat, and it's totally like the same goat from my pack. and I'm like trying to make a joke about that. And I just wanted to see if I actually fooled them for any moment of time.
I think they bought that he was not a spider, but then when you like do the goat reveal, you're at a big enough penalty that they figure it out.
Except for me, where I'm very young and I decide to be like Christopher, try to touch the goat, and I'm like petting the goat with more like empathy and be like, don't worry, guy, like at least you're not a spider, right? And just like trying to talk to the goat through its square-eyed pupils and trying to like really connect and failing.
Just kidding, Alanberg. This is this is still Mopey the goat. You remember him?
Oh.
Inventory.
Yeah, where'd he go?
But Unatra, you're going to be pretty happy to know that I now have access to the library over at Pig Blemishes, and a whole lot of access. They're so nice over there. They are going to try to turn Christopher back using high-tech magical research. It's going to be huge.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's great. So they have Christopher at the school then, huh?
Yeah. I'm allowed to come back and check on him whenever I want, which is pretty great. So.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I'll be going back every day to see if he's not smushed. You know.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, douchey. Ha 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 ha. I mean.
But tell me your good news. Did you and Unatra finally get hitched? I've been trying to get you two together for this whole time.
Gross.
Oh, okay.
Durkin assumes he meant me, and I'm like, that's that. I appreciate that, but she's not my type, you know.
Okay, so we're trying to get into a guild, and we have to either kill a dog that goes through dimensions, a lizard that shoots lightning, and some sort of wolf. So we're trying to figure out which one to kill. What do you think?
A dog that goes through dimensions? Or dementia?
Wouldn't dementia be so much easier? Yeah. No, apparently, do I know about Blink? Or is this like...
I think...
like, how much do I know about Blink?
Durkin would definitely know about the spell Blink.
Okay, so I say it goes through dimensions, and then Durkin needs to interrupt me and actually explain what that means then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he blinks in and out of our plane of existence, and makes him like hard to hit. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna get the dog, and then like he's not there, and then he's somewhere else, and it's much harder than a regular dog.
Yeah, and it's a little different from a regular blink also. Like just blinking. So you're there. You're there. You're not there. You know.
I'm not sure if I got that completely wrong, but it was something like that.
No, it's pretty accurate.
Outside a game, Blink is one of my favorite X-Men characters, so this is thrilling. But okay. I mean, I'm down for whatever. Why are we killing animals? What's going on?
Oh, we need to prove ourselves to the Adventurers Guild before we can actually join it. So we need someone, we need some sponsorship, and apparently these are the top 3 sort of things that we could actually accomplish to get sponsorship. So it's either...
And if we join the Adventurers Guild, are they going to help us with, being fugitives from the law or something?
Yeah, it can't hurt.
I don't know that we necessarily need to tell them that right away.
Yeah, that too.
Sure.
I guess. What was the name of the group? The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. What was the name?
Sorry, it's the Fraternal Order of Thrill Seekers. But what was it Paul said?
Oh, I guess it doesn't hurt having new friends, especially if we impress them.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm always up for a thrill.
Not only that, but we still need money as we continue going. I figured that this would be a good way to actually earn a reputation around these parts and maybe actually get money to actually fulfill our actual obligation, which is to take down an entire cult.
Oh, did you like see this on an ad on the back of the sexy comic book that you have now?
No. All the ads were removed from my erotic novel. Sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm not sure who did. Sorry, erotic illustrative book. Compendium of erotica. May Roberts, PhD.
Advertisers don't want to put ads there. It's too controversial.
Yeah. In any case, no, we found this on the.
Also, it's a historical treatise. It's not some porno rag.
Get that through your head, douchey. This is art. This is a history book of art.
I just imagine him like it's like the most crass one, and he's just like, "This is art." Like,
yeah. It's obviously not art, but
this centerfold falls out by accident, and I have to like quickly cover it in the bar. This is art. Oh. Okay. In any case, back in inventory. Yeah. So. I think we saw this like on one of these bulletin boards or something, right, Durkin? I forget where we saw this.
I actually remember where we heard about this.
You did a generalized gather information.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
You sort of, hung out in bars at 10 o'clock in the morning and
as we do,
read bulletin boards and saw billboards and stuff and learned about it.
And what's the lightning thing that you're talking about?
Oh, the shocker lizard? Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry, it also bears mentioning that the Fraternal Order of Thrill Seekers is a nationwide organization, so you would have each heard about it.
Yeah.
Okay. At least somewhat. It's like on the level of the Masons.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that, like, nobody really knows what the hell their deal is.
Gotcha. Well, I'm more into killing a lizard because the idea of killing a dog sounds sad.
Well, we could actually, try and see if we can capture a blinking dog.
That'd be difficult.
Says a voice I can't hear. But yeah, we could totally try and capture like a blinking dog. I mean, how hard can that be? I mean, what do you think, Durkin? Is something that goes between dimensions like that hard to capture?
For someone of my skill level, no. For others, perhaps. But what were the choices again? It was the shocker lizard, and then what else?
The blink dog, and there's a warg.
Which
do
I know what
a warg anyway?
Do I know what a warg is? Being as young as I am.
No, but you guys may have talked about it. Somebody may have known.
Oh my god, Googling it is terrifying. It's super terrifying. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, I'm closing that. I'm good. I mean, I just assume a blinking dog at the port part of town. Maybe we can just capture it, and it can be our dog. That'd be great. Shocker lizard in the sewers, though. I mean, that sounds. I mean,
oh my
I don't know.
gosh, yeah. If that dog can blink between dimensions, like, can it take us to a dimension where we're not outlaws? Because that'd be cool.
Yeah, Durkin, can it take us to a dimension where we're not outlaws?
I don't really think that's how it works. Where does it blink into? It blinks into some other plane of existence?
It blinks back and forth between the ethereal plane and the material plane. That's what blink does.
Yeah, and the ethereal plane is just like... It's like occupies sort of the same space as ours, right? But it's sort of...
It's more ethereal.
Yeah.
Sorry, Durkin, can you explain that? Like, can you dumb it down a little bit? I don't know what you're saying. Like, really dumb it down.
So it's not like an alternative dimension where, like, there's people and... things are just a little bit different than they are here in our own dimension. It's sort of like a parallel plane where there's just not any buildings, not any people. It occupies the same sort of physical space. So if you travel in the ethereal plane and you come back out, you're going to end up in a different spot in our plane, but it's not like an alternate reality. Is that right, Francis?
I think I
Yeah.
get it. This one time, when I was a teenager, I went to a concert and someone slipped me something, and I think I went to the ethereal plane.
That sounds right.
Is that like where dreams come from? The ethereal plane? Ethereal plane? No?
No, not particularly. No.
I'm trying to be as I'm like pretty dumb right now. I'm just trying to play this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Dirk into it, like really trying to explain it like to an idiot.
Oh man.
Like, whoa, dude. Okay, so we
What
just
if every atom in our fingernails was like its own tiny galaxy?
Whoa.
whoa.
Well, I'm up for that lizard or that dog, or catching the dog. I'm not sure about that ward since we don't know where it is, and
That sounds super scary.
I heard about a few people getting murdered by a warg once, and they found like pieces of them like spread across a field. Like I don't want to be spread across a field today.
Oh boy. You want to do a lizard again? I'm just scared of confined spaces. Ever since
It's not confined. It's a sewer.
I mean, how big are sewers?
Pretty small,
Yeah.
but you know, you could keep lookout from above. You're good at that.
I'm good at looking, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need special? I mean, oh man, it sounds disgusting. Do we need special like outfits to go down into a sewer? Like, what do we do? Like,
I
can we
don't
go?
know. I mean, you guys are exterminators. I thought you guys. I mean, I am too now, but you have definitely more experience. Like, is there? Haven't you ever exterminated something in a place filled with poop?
Well, I think I've been here the longest, and no, I've never exterminated anything with the sewers. I'm kind of scared of poop.
Oh,
To be
okay.
honest, I have like a really I have a big issue with matter that comes from me. So
You have like whatever the opposite of a fetish is.
yeah, against poop and like toenail clippings and haircuts. I'm really weird about that.
As soon as it's disembodied from you, you're afraid of it.
Maybe. I don't want to talk about
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not cool. So
Is this a Hector thing or an Alan Verk thing? Because this is getting a little too real for me.
no, I'll make this like an Alan. This is an Alan Verk thing.
Okay.
I mean, you know what? I'll throw my poop at you next time I see you, Chris. Just so you know, I'm not afraid of it.
I mean, I'm afraid of your poop.
All right. No, this is an Alan Rick thing. So yeah, I just want to make that a character moment. So I'll just write that down.
Afraid of haircuts.
Does this include your pee too, or is it just poo? Is it just solid things? God, I have so many questions.
I think pee kind of just flows away, and that's fine. But I
Okay.
think poop just kind of stays there unless it's rolling down a hill.
But like an Olympic-sized swimming pool full of your own urine would be unsettling.
Yeah, it would be terrifying for anyone? Question mark. No.
How long? How
It would depend on the provenance of the urine.
how long would it take to pee enough to generate an Olympic? Like on
I don't
average,
think you'd be
how
able
much
to.
does a person pee in a day?
That's a good
I
question.
just
I
don't
feel like
think
you
you'd
could
be
type
able to
that
fill
whole
it up.
sentence
I
in
think it
Google.
would. I think it
Sorry,
would
go ahead, Paul.
crystallize or evaporate by then.
Yeah.
Ugh, all right.
I ought to be able to estimate that to within one significant digit, and the fact that I can't is why I'm never going to work at Google.
About a liter.
Hmm.
1 to 2 liters a day.
Have you guys ever had to like pee in a bottle in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I
did
have.
on a driving trip, and it's like It was like one of those like little like Minute Maid bottles of apple juice.
Oh boy! All right.
And it just like you don't realize how much you have inside you until you're like, holy shit, I'm gonna fill this bottle.
It's true.
You didn't want to pull over somewhere?
I just did the math real quick, by the way. Olympic-sized swimming pool would take somewhere between 3,000 and 6,000 years for one person to fill.
Really?
Yeah.
See? Okay.
Wow.
Well,
Terrifying. So you're right.
There's,
Yeah, it would be terrifying for anybody.
Because you'd have to live that long just urinating.
Yeah.
Day in, day out, and then you just see it.
Scaling back on life goals.
I don't even know what I'm writing down. Allenberg's afraid of what, like...
You're afraid of hair.
Alright, afraid of haircuts.
So yeah, I mean, Dushy's vote is for either the lizard or catching the dog. I think Dushy's leaning towards the lizard because like killing something in a sewer seems a lot more tangible than the idea of trying to like carefully catch a dog.
All right, I'm definitely visiting the store and see if I can put on some covers of some sort.
And I think you should confront this fear. It's just poop.
Yes, please.
Would we know which
Just poop. New theme for our little band of adventurers.
Confront your fear of poop.
It's just poop. Like it's like the tagline that the tiny cute character shouts at the end of the theme song, like ba da 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 da, like long chord, bah, and something pops up. It's just poop.
Oh my god! All right.
You guys are going shopping?
Yeah, since I'm being unvoted. Oh well, it's up to you actually. You're our tiebreaker, Durkin, for where to go.
Oh, which enemy to fight?
Well, I don't consider a blinking dog an enemy, so I just thought we can capture it.
It's just a friend that needs to die.
That's all friends, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Unatra toasts to that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Would we have any sense from our knowledge of these types of creatures? They're all sort of equal in challenge rating?
Yeah, you feel like if you were to assign a rating to all of the monsters in the world based on how difficult they are, all of these would come out as a 2. I think. Hold on, let me double check my notes. I don't want to be lying. Yes, they're all CR2. I could have made you roll and gather information for that.
If we kill this electric lizard, like maybe I don't know, like it must have some sort of gland or something that makes it electrical. Like maybe you or Unatra could make use of it in some sort of magical way.
Did we have more information about? I can't remember about either the blink dog or the shocker lizard, like where they were found. Was the shocker lizard just in the sewers?
Yeah, the shocker lizard was just in the sewers, and the blink dog was just in the poor part of town.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like the lizard seems like it would be easier to find, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we don't have to search in alleyways and every floor of a building and like, I don't know.
Step in the water and see when you get electrocuted.
Right.
There it is.
Your left leg feels slightly more electrocuted than your right leg.
Poop is a very strong conductor.
It is.
I mean, it's,
Okay, so we're going shopping then? I'm outvoted. That's fine.
Don't we already have the exterminator's outfits?
You do?
Couldn't we wear those? Do they have like boots and shit?
I'm gonna want to just go anyways. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm sure they're full on coveralls.
Are they?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
do they have boots
Oh.
that would prevent like poop from getting into the trousers and whatnot?
No, I doubt that. They're probably like a steel-toed workman's boot.
Okay.
Or is rubber a thing in this land?
Yeah, there's rubber. Rubber's
Yeah.
real.
There's, yeah.
I
Yeah.
would
I
hope
mean,
so.
that might be helpful to prevent us from being electrocuted. Like, poop be gone, but electricity, that's what I am worried about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to look for gloves and stuff in this book, and I can't find it under equipment.
It would be like it'd be like a greave or something, but less expensive because you'd be asking to have it made out of rubber. Because like normally clothes is sold like by the outfit, right? It's like artisan's outfit would concern everything from like the top down.
Right.
So let's do some quick maths.
Okay. Shopping, right? We all go shopping.
Sure, yeah, go shopping.
I fucking shotgun this beer, and then we all go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like, they were served in glass mugs, so for you to shotgun it, like, is that you, like, carving a knife hole in the bottom of the glass? And I'm like, why'd you do that?
What? We need to go quickly. Oh, I'm sorry. How much was this glass? I'll pay for it.
The glass would probably only be like a couple silver.
Okay. Alright, I paid 2 silver back.
All right.
Sorry about that. Alright, and we go shopping.
Mm-hmm.
This is good because it's my cue to actually play the Sims buying music for the stream.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
I need to start not switching between my Windows and Mac partitions because I know we spent some gold on something.
I believe you bought the.
Healing potions, right?
I thought you bought the wand.
Yeah, we bought the wand, but I think you have it, Durkin, right?
Yeah, I don't have it written down here, but I have it. I have it written down somewhere.
Alright, man.
What wand did you guys get?
Oh yeah, you weren't there?
I don't
We talked about it in the chat, but I believe you were in Scotland and having more interesting things to look at and talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bought a wand of cure light wounds.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I forgot what the charge is for that. Is it 50, 30? Something like that?
I don't know. I counted on you guys to write it down. I can look it up in a minute, though.
I believe it was 50.
Yeah. It was the best deal to have.
So you can see that gauntlets are listed as 8 gold in the armor section. Like a locked gauntlet is 8 gold. So that's sort of like the upper cap on how much something like that would cost.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, looking. You say a locked gauntlet? Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
Alright.
gauntlet locked.
Yeah.
So that's a gauntlet you can buy that is locked in a fist shape. So you can put a sword in it, lock it in to make it much, much harder to disarm you.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't even know of such a thing.
Yeah. So if that's 8 gold, you figure it's not made out of metal, and it's, you know, it doesn't have to be locked or anything. You could probably get some some mid-calf galoshes for a gold a pair, and if you wanted like full-on rubber waders, like up to your waist, or like I guess up to your mid-chest level, that would probably be 2 gold per person.
Okay, so
I mean, that sounds worth it to me. I'm not about getting shocked by
Yeah.
a shocker lizard.
Yeah, neither am I. So I'm all in on this up to the waist rubber insulated sort of pair of pants. I don't know what you call them.
Waiters, generally.
Waiters. I don't
Yeah.
even see that on the book though.
They're not. I'm making this up.
Cool. All right. That explains it. So
Rubber is also not in the proper D&D rules, so I'm making up the material costs.
nice.
Um,
Rubber, and then so we're looking at basically locked gauntlet kind of style, but rubber gauntlets for that.
oh, did you want to buy gauntlets as well?
Well, like
Um,
rubber gloves of some type, right?
Yeah, you could buy rubber gloves. Rubber gloves are going to be somewhat less expensive than like the rubber like galoshes would
Okay.
be. So I'd be looking at like 5 silver probably per pair. But they're also not going to be super durable.
Hmm.
Like we're not talking like lab quality like insulated rubber gloves. We're talking like
Like home
Like-
cleaning.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
More impressive than latex, less impressive than like full hand rubber.
Understood. Okay, I will go out of my way to get the waist high waders that are rubber and a pair of rubber gloves for 5 silver. So
Hey, and
So
Albert,
that's 2.5 gold.
total.
When my friend Denny and I were growing up, Denny used to joke around, and he would grab a condom and he'd put it over his head, and like it fit around his entire head. Like that would probably keep you safe. We could cut little nose holes.
That
It
sounds-
looked really funny. He was all smushed up, but like you'd be safe from poo.
That sounds really gross. No, thank you.
Durkin's trying to determine if he's kidding or not.
I think vulcanized rubber exists in this world. I don't think latex rubber does though.
Mhm.
So like I presume
It
condoms
might
are
have
made
been
out
a
of
sheep
like,
intestine.
like sheep intestine, yeah. Which makes it slightly less gross, more gross. I'm not really sure what direction that takes us.
Pretty gross. Okay, I have deducted that from my inventory. There it is. Okay. So now I have a pair of waist-high waders and rubber gloves. Cool. All right.
Does
So-
anyone else want waiters, or are you all happy with your?
I
with
bought
your
I bought
overall.
some. I bought the gloves and the waders.
All right.
Is there a place to buy like? Are there like blow darts with like tranquilizers?
Let's see if there are weapon rules for those. There are definitely potions you can get. You can get a potion of sleep. And toxins you can get that like will put people to sleep. So that's doable. And there should be some kind of dart. I'm sure we can make rules for a blow dart kind of situation.
Mhm.
In the game I'm playing on in Dragonwagon, my party just picked up a blow dart with a dart inside of it, and they don't know what it does, and I'm just waiting for someone to use it because whoever gets struck by it gets turned into a mincemeat pie.
That's amazing. Oh, that's so good.
God, that must be a terrifying transformation.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm turning into a delicious meal.
Yeah, so there's no rules for a blow dart, but we can probably assume they're the same as a sling. As far as like damage is concerned, be very low. And I will look up the rules for a potion of sleep.
And who has the Durkin? You have a lantern, right? A forward-facing lantern that illuminates in front.
Yeah, I have a hooded lantern.
That's
Yes.
right. Okay, cool. And I think that's it, right? We don't have any other torches or anything like that.
I have torches, I think.
Hmm.
Didn't one of you buy an unextinguishable torch?
Was that Unatra though? I don't remember.
Somebody bought an everlasting torch, I thought.
Hmm.
I have 3 torches left. I
Cool.
guess. How much is a torch?
Not very expensive. I don't
Yeah.
have that page open, but they're
Wait.
not.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Torch is 1 CP,
Okay. So,
like very cheap.
all right. So I'm gonna buy two torches, just so I have 5. Okay.
Ooh, what's this thing? The Tanglefoot bag.
Oh, that's a good one. You should just read the description.
This round leather bag is full of alchemy goo. Basically, when you throw a Tanglefoot bag at a creature as a ranged touch attack with a range increment of 10 feet, the bag comes apart and goo bursts out, entangling the target and then becoming tough and resilient upon exposure to air. An entangled creature takes a -2 penalty on attack rolls and a -4 penalty to dexterity, and must make a DC 15 reflex save or be glued to the floor, unable to move. Wow, even on a successful save, it can only move at half speed. Huge or larger creatures are unaffected by a Tanglefoot bag. A flying creature is not stuck to the floor, but it must make a DC 15 reflex save or be unable to fly. That's cool.
Yeah. Tanglefoot bags are pretty cool.
So, do you guys think this is useful to try and capture a lizard? Shocker lizard?
How much is it?
Let me look it up. Tanglefoot. It's, alright, 50 GP.
Not cheap.
Not cheap, but we
I
do.
said they're good. I did not say they were cheap.
Yeah.
It could help, but I'm not sure it's worth the money right now.
Right. Okay. Didn't even know that there was such a piece of tech in this world that you can just throw something that's basically like super glue on whatever it touches.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
I mean, it sounds good for, like, if we were catching that dog.
I'm wondering if the dog would blink into the plane, to the other plane, with glue still on it.
Hmm. And then get stuck in the ethereal plane.
Yeah, and then blink back, still stuck.
It gets a huge bonus to its reflex save while blinking, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting. Let me replay the Sims buying music. I'm still like looking at things. Here we go. I forgot where the buy mode is, but there's like an hour-long version of it. So
Wow.
it's a good song.
So the spell sleep is a level 1 spell.
I have sleep, actually.
Yeah. It's it causes a magical slumber to come upon up to 4 hit dice worth of creatures, which is essentially like 4 levels. Technically different, but not by much. And especially not at the level we're playing. And I believe they get will saves.
Does the creature wake once we do damage to it when you cast sleep?
Um,
I'll look this up.
yeah, slapping or wounding awakens an affected creature, but normal noise does not.
Right.
Spell description.
It's more useful for, like, there are some guards sleep and a week go by.
Or, you know, there's a creature sleep and then you can get a coup de grace on it.
Sure, yeah.
So any helpless creature, you can get basically an automatic critical, like a free critical attack, which is nice. It's a full round action, but yeah, it's very nice when you put things to sleep, or when you come across something that is way higher level than you, but your DM has kindly made it asleep. and then you fuck it up and get a total party kill. Yep, I had a party that did that once. We were fighting a Hydra, and totally screwed it up. And the DM was like, "Okay, reset button. You're back to just before the Hydra woke up. Would you like to do anything differently this time?"
All right, I have 2
So
questions.
you probably get a potion of sleep for. Sorry, I want to finish the sleep thought real quick.
Where we?
So you probably get a potion of sleep for 100 GP, and then I would let you buy a blow dart basically for the same costs as a sling, and I would say 1 potion effectively coats 10 darts.
I have sleep as a spell, and I can cast it up to 4 times a day. So, for what it's worth.
All right. Is this you talking or Durkin talking? Because I believe you, but
Oh, yeah. Both.
okay.
Interesting. Okay, so my question is, what are we currently using as like our backpacks? Is it called the sack? Is it a sack that we're using to carry all our items currently? Or
Yeah,
no?
it's like a knapsack or a
Okay.
bag.
Does it matter if I actually go ahead and purchase something called a... Shoot, I just saw it. 1 second. It's like another... It's like another patch. Pouch. It's a pouch, but it's on your belt. Does that make items more readily available, or is it about
Yeah,
the same?
I would argue that you can get out anything you keep in a pouch as a move equivalent action.
No shit.
And I assume that your weapons are already basically hung on you in a way that you can access them in a move equivalent action.
Right.
But things like potions and potentially wands, those would be in your pack and not really accessible during a fight.
Right.
I would probably make you spend a full round putting your backpack down and rummaging through
Interesting.
to find something, and then you would probably use your move equivalent action to like pick it up in the next turn.
Interesting. Okay, so I think because you said it like that, I will purchase a pouch to put on my belt. Yeah, leather pouch straps to your belt. It's good for holding small items. I don't know how
Sure.
big it will be, but that's 1 gold for that.
If you know what you're going to keep in it,
Yeah.
you can just buy a pouch of the appropriate size. Do you know what you're going to keep in it?
Yeah, I was gonna try and just keep my sling and 3 stones in it. Just to have,
I already assume you can basically tie your sling to your belt.
with stones in it.
Yeah, you would have a pouch for the stones already.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm not sure in that case. Maybe like a pouch for my thieves' tools.
Yeah, sure.
Does that make sense? I mean, oh man,
Yeah.
I wouldn't need that in the middle of a fight though. So,
Right.
shoot. So I need to get the appropriate size of it now.
No, I was just commenting that like if you knew, we could just sort of rule it that you like bought a pouch of the appropriate size for this thing. Because I think that's generally what you would do. You probably wouldn't have too many like general purpose pouches.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I would say anything that you can sort of hold in a single hand,
Okay.
that probably can fit in a pouch. So if you
All
can
right.
imagine like holding it in a hand and doing something with your other hands, then that would fit in a pouch.
Okay, that sounds good. And I was actually going to ask the rest of the party, what are we going to do to try and capture a lightning lizard? Are we going to try and kill it and just put it in one of our backpacks, or do we try and capture it alive and put it in like a
I was
rubber
gonna
bag?
kill it.
I think kill it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You want to keep it alive?
I mean, wouldn't that be super cool? What, you put it to sleep and then we're like, bring it back? It's like, hey guys, Adventurers Guild, we got a live one! And we just open it up in front of them, the lizard just runs down and shocks everyone.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking bringing that one back dead.
Okay. Alright, fine. And so no bag, no rubber bag to keep it alive. Got it. Alright, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done shopping.
Great.
All right, yeah, me too. I have my goulashes. I'm ready to go.
All right.
So did everybody buy waiters? Or did you just buy the galoshes, Paul?
Oh, sorry, I meant to buy the up to chest waiter.
Okay. So everybody bought everything. We should probably rule that Unatra did too.
Yep.
Does buying that provide any, like, in battle, will it provide shock resistance? Is that a theoretical thing, or
yeah, so probably what I'll do is I'll give you a bonus to your reflex save. Because like lightning and fire and other magical things like that, basically the way it works is that you get oh, you know what? Basically it'll give you evasion against lightning attacks.
Okay.
So the way evasion. So normally with things like fire and lightning and stuff, you take damage, you make a reflex save, and if you make your reflex save, you only take half damage, which can be pretty shitty. But what evasion does is, if you make your reflex save, you take no damage. But if you don't make your reflex save, then you take full damage. And then rogues can eventually get improved evasion, which allows them to take half damage even if they fail their reflex save.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty sweet.
That's like at a certain level, right?
Yeah, like 14, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all in the player's handbook. I highly recommend planning your character. It can be a lot of fun to do. Or don't. That can also be a lot of fun. Whatever brings you the most joy, I recommend you do that.
Kind of doubt we're going to see level 14, but I have faith in us all.
I mean,
so to take a moment of aside, since it's 4:30, I was thinking about the pace of leveling, and I think what I was thinking is if no other experience is achieved during a session of giving like a small amount of XP, like 50 or 100 XP, just for getting through a session. I did want your guys.
You guys didn't die.
Yeah, nobody's dead. Great. Like obviously, if you kill a doppelganger and each get like whatever you got, like 250 XP, you wouldn't get the 50 on top of it. I did want to check with you guys though if you wanted to do everyone in the party gets it, or just people who are like on the stream get it.
Interesting.
I think everybody gets it. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, works for me.
I mean, it's partially a function of like how the stories are being presented, but it's also partially been a function of us like spending sessions buying rubber pants and going to libraries.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but if that's the game you guys want to play, I don't want it to hold you back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want you guys to be able to play the game you want to play and not have to like be like, oh, we haven't leveled up in 2 months or whatever because we spent a bunch of time carefully doing research that nobody died. Like, so
Yeah.
I haven't decided what the exact amount is. I was thinking like probably 50. Actually, what it might be is dependent on your level. Probably be like your level times 50 or something like that. Such that if you did that, 20, such that at the worst you level up every 20 sessions, which is still a long time, but you should be getting more XP than that on a regular basis.
Okay.
So yeah, so just wanted to throw that out there. I have been thinking about like, how do I make leveling faster?
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Plus, you guys are a very good RPing group, and I haven't been recognizing that. So,
I mean, really, it's all Durkin and Douchey, really pulling it through. Other than my weird stuff.
Yeah, but the weird stuff is good. It gives depth to your character.
I really can't help but like now picture Alan Verk in an Olympic-sized pool of my own urine, and just
6,000 years
of urine collected. All right.
I'm picturing your character with the same haircut I had the first time I was ever taken to a barber by my parents.
Oh,
Because apparently you're afraid of your hair being cut.
Oh man, I would love to have seen that picture.
Yeah, they had to basically tie me down. It was fun.
Oh, that's so sad.
I mean, it was what, like 20 years ago? I'm kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
So we're gonna go kill this lizard, and go through the sewers, and try and do this.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right.
Did you guys get a general location of the sewers? It's I mean, not Portland is a huge city.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of sewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we should try to maybe.
Gather information.
Yeah, we could just roll for it. That would alleviate me needing to come up with a good idea here. But
Yeah, you can absolutely just roll gather information.
like, ask people.
Yeah,
Like,
gather
are there
information.
rumors
like,
of its
yeah, it
existence?
sort of entails all of the things you might do in a town to gather information.
Okay. I choose to roll that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll roll also.
All right, here we go. Oh, great! I have a total of 6.
I have a total of 13 for gather information.
19.
Nice.
Good lord.
Get wrecked.
Probably because I'm in a good mood from my developments with Christopher right now.
That's got to be it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm imagining this, but I feel like Douchey always rolls high.
No,
And saves us.
it really feels that way.
I crit failed during my earlier adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing that it kind of didn't matter. Kind of.
I think it matters.
You don't know. That guy maybe was being super shady.
That's right.
He could
Actually.
have been. He could be like, I love eating spiders. And he's been eating.
Oh yeah, Christopher. Yeah, he's great. He's delicious. I mean, he's doing just fine.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the university's just going to let you use the Staff of Wish. So I could believe that there's some shadiness, that they're doing something.
Yeah.
So you hear nobody knows about a shocker lizard specifically, but they do, like, you hear about like rolling blackouts in a certain part of town.
Mm-hmm.
And how it's been really hard for the city to figure out why the grid is getting overloaded.
They have an electrical grid.
They have a lightning grid. It's magical, not copper.
Yeah.
Let's go to that part of town.
That world building.
Okay.
Okay. So
So we walk down that part of town street, like if it were being filmed, would be in slow motion, like walking down the street,
Yeah. With your proton packs on your back. Yeah.
hey, can we have bought some orange cones? Put them around a manhole cover.
Sure. I mean, if you want to get some orange cones, yeah, why not? I doubt they're very expensive. Probably 2 silver per cone, something like that.
I'm not buying that. You can buy that. Oh wait,
I'm buying it.
how many
All
cones
right.
are you getting?
I think 3 is enough. 3 seems good.
Okay. For no reason, they're wooden instead of like vinyl rubber.
Oh.
But they are painted with a really nice bright orange,
Okay.
and they do like stack inside of each other.
Oh, all right.
How much was 3 of them?
6 silver.
I have 5 silver left. You're screwing me up here.
You presume that you can make change.
Yeah. No. I just have to do math now.
Your life is very hard.
You told me there was 0 math in this D&D group.
Okay. Cool. I have orange cones now.
Great.
Cool.
Durkin, you know what I realized we've never done? We have never, because you have that like talk to animals feat, right?
Yeah. Only burrowing animals.
Only burrowing animals, so you can't talk to my cat then.
No.
That's too bad.
I have bookmarked
Like
list
that'd be
of
so
burrowing
useful
mammals.
to like have my cat do recon and then have it return and give us information.
You'd have to
That's
train
what
your
I
cat
can-
in for like a pretty intelligent badger.
Yeah.
Every time I've tried to speak with animals, it has not done anything for us.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, chipmunk. Yeah.
Well, the problem is they don't have much in the way of intelligence.
Yeah.
So you want to talk to them, and you get words back, but they don't always string together to be super useful stuff.
All right.
But if you had some kind of a familiar, talk to that.
Can we
I
make
probably can have one, and I've just never bothered to.
So
I think at level 3 or 4 you get a familiar, actually. That's a
So
sort.
we're just spitballing this while he's putting up cones. We're trying to open up this sewer grate.
Yeah, you find like a manhole. It's like heavy iron.
I'm picturing it's like Ghostbusters. We're just trying to look official.
Yeah, I imagine that. Ghostbusters 2, of course, right?
Was it two?
Should I roll
I
for?
guess I did.
Yeah.
Is it a
it
feat of
was.
strength for me to lift up this manhole?
It would be. Yeah, it'd be a strength check. 20 plus your strength modifier.
Well,
Okay. Wow. So remember when you guys said I rolled really well?
Yeah.
I rolled a 3.
Ooh.
And my strength modifier is plus
It should be
2.
plus, yeah, plus 2 or plus 3, something like that. I have your sheet here.
Yeah.
No, your strength is plus 4.
Oh, plus 4. I forgot. Did that change when we leveled up?
maybe.
No, I don't
I
think,
think
so.
I did.
He has an 18 strength.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Well, but I still
It
only.
is his major stat.
That's a 7 together.
Yeah, it's not sufficient.
No. I strained something, guys. I think it was during the squat.
Oh, Chris, by the way, you've had summon familiar since level 1.
Is that just an ability? Because I didn't take that as a spell.
No, yeah, it's a special ability. Look it up after the session in the player's handbook. It'll tell you
Okay.
what you can have as a familiar, and like what you get out of a familiar. I'm going to read those rules after this session.
Perfect. Okay, so, Douchey, you gotta lift with your legs, man. I don't know what you were doing lifting with your lower back. This is how...
Are you going to try Allenberg?
Look, I'll show you how it's done. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know how much I have to roll, but I'm rolling it. Or I have a 10 plus, I don't know what, 0? I have no...
You managed to shift it a little, but not so much open it.
you see, that's how you...
Durkin's
I
gonna
can just do
try.
it again, right?
Here comes Durkin.
No,
Sorry?
I got a 12.
You also managed to shift it, but not really like remove it.
I just rolled
I
again.
loosened the ketchup
Sorry.
bottle for you there, Douchey. Why don't you give it another try?
What did you roll, Paul?
I just rolled an 18.
Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
You lifted out fairly easily this time.
Okay.
you see, like, it's about how you grip it. Yeah, it's pretty hard. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks for loosening it for me, guys.
Yeah, no
Team
problem.
effort. Team effort.
Team
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Nacho's like
Mostly
rooting in the corner.
Yep. Thanks a lot there, Unatra. Thanks for everything.
Where did you get that nail file? You're just like,
I bought it.
What?
Maximum vocal fry.
Yep. Bought it.
do we want to?
These characters.
How do we want to check this out? Because I'm assuming it's really dark down in the hole.
Can I
It
look?
is. There's
Oh,
no
yeah, but
artificial lighting in the sewer.
I
Can
throw
I-
a torch into the poop. No, I'm just kidding.
I do have dark vision though. Am I able to like stick my head in the hole and see what
Absolutely,
I see?
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
You got to go one at a time.
I know.
All right. I stick my head in the hole. I rolled a 16. I have dark vision.
Yeah, so you see about the ladder takes you about 15 feet down. There's like a and then it lands on a sort of very not thin platform, but about 5 feet wide, like just enough like space for like one person to like take a stance and be attacking, be aggressive, and then so that's like, and then right next to that there is an equal sort of space of sewage flow, and you can't tell how deep it is. But you can tell that it extends as far as your dark vision does in either direction. So like it sort of like runs coincident with the street.
Can I see specific poops floating in it?
No, I don't think so. No, yeah, sure, why not? Like, I guess I'm just trying to figure out if the color is homogeneous enough that you wouldn't be able to pick them out. But no, I guess it wouldn't be all that homogeneous. Yeah, sure, you can see sort of individual floaters, as it were.
And I just sort of shout out, like, "Whoa, log flumes!" All right, I tell them what I see, and I'm like, I mean, hell, I'm the one who's just saying it's just poops, so I'll go down first unless anyone has any plans or objections.
Nope, you're good.
Nope, you're good.
All right.
Presumably, you've all donned your waders and gloves at this point.
Yep.
Yep.
Right after I left the shop, I put that on.
In preparation.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm just gonna attempt to get on the ladder and then just like sort of do one of those like fireman slides down the side of the ladder, like feet on.
Sure, it works ish.
Cool. All right, cool. Who's next? Anyone?
Yeah, I go.
Great.
Not doing the fireman slide, just walking on the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ladder. You ladder very well.
Mm-hmm. I give a whistle because as he was walking down the ladder, like teasing whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh my god, the poop. There's so much of it. Oh my god.
I pull out my
so
war fan
terrifying.
and like fans with.
We're losing you, little Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Paul, we're losing your connection. Man, technology's hard.
My dad.
Yeah, we got intermittent black screen and almost no audio from you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. Because I am trying to. It looks normal to me. I'm just testing some buttons.
There he goes. Wait, which button was he testing? I wonder.
It seems fine to poop.
Technology is hard, man.
I told you, yeah. So he'll be back soon. We have the same issue that comes up because we use OpenVPN.
Mm.
Yeah.
There he is.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, much
I thought
better.
it would just. Yeah, I thought I'd just hang up and try again.
No,
Yeah.
this is great.
It seems effective.
Okay, so you're
Okay.
whistling.
Oh yeah, I whistled at his butt in a jocular way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm waving the smell with my war fan. So my war fan is drawn as I wave the smell away.
Nice.
Okay. And then
Anybody's afraid of poop. I don't know if I'd come down here.
oh,
This is
man.
pretty bad. There's a lot of things which are of the poop variety in the vicinity.
God damn it.
They're horrible to each other.
So are these both of my teammates, the jackasses here, just standing on this platform right now? Is there any space for me to get on the platform or no?
Yeah. I mean, the platform is like a path. It's like
Yeah. All right.
if you had a 10-foot wide corridor, half of it would be poop, and the other half would be not dry, but walkable.
Oh, it's just like Ghostbusters then. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much exactly like Ghostbusters.
All right. All right. I go down. I think I like. Can I put this like my shirt over?
Sure, yeah.
I guess, and I
Oh,
awkwardly
we should have gotten surgical masks.
Yeah.
And I awkwardly
very
climb
good,
down. All right, I'm here. I'm downstairs into poop hell.
Just for the record, I think
I
you're gonna
guess-
take a -1 to any like physical challenges while attempting to like keep your shirt over your nose.
Copy that. -1 challenges. -1 on physical challenges. Got it.
I guess. Do we have a clue in which direction we should walk? Would that be another perception, or is that a?
No, I mean it's pretty dark. There's not really much to distinguish either path. In fact, you get the sensation that there's not much to distinguish any given sewer tunnel from any other given sewer
that's
tunnel.
Well, that's great.
Hey, Durkin, maybe you can make some of those great arrows again.
I was just about to do that.
Great.
I put a chalk mark, like an arrow pointing up, right around where the ladder was.
Is.
And then
I mean, you can
is-
still see the ladder.
Yeah, right. Okay. So I put a chalk mark right on the wall going up to indicate this is the ladder that we used, and then a D for Durkin, with an arrow going in the direction that we're gonna walk, which is
It goes. You're on a street that goes east and west.
we come down the ladder and then we go in the direction so that we're going straight. We don't have to like go around the ladder. Does that make sense?
The ladder's like up against the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not like
It's not in the
path.
middle. Okay.
No. Yeah, it's like up against the wall, or it's embedded into the wall, like all the way up. And so like it's on the south side of the walkway, and then the river of crap is on the north side of the walkway, and it goes east or west.
Okay, greater than 10, we're going west. Yep, we're going west.
All
Great. So you go, say 25 feet to the west. I have dropped all my paper to keep this note on. You go about 25 feet to the west, and you come to a like 4-way intersection in the river of feces.
Oh, god damn it. I hate this shit.
Hey, Durkin, you don't happen to know any shocker lizard mating calls, do you?
No, they're not my type.
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh.
Well, which way? Lead the way, Durkin.
Straight.
You
I thought we were at a
continue.
T intersection.
No, it's only
No,
a
we're in
4-way.
4-way.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make another. Anytime, so I don't have to say this, that we come to some sort of intersection, I want to make a chalk mark with arrows going the way we started going.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to be clear that the marks that he makes only make sense to him.
Yeah.
Like I don't. It like if he was knocked out and I had to follow his marks back, I don't think I'd be able to.
Well, it's pretty. They're legible. Whether or not they're a smart way to do this, I don't think so. But it's just an arrow pointing in the direction that, with a big D above it. It's an arrow pointing in the direction we started going.
Okay.
So you walk another 50 feet and come to another 4-way stop, and you're starting to realize that it's actually kind of a big regular grid down here with intersections every 50 feet or so.
We go straight again.
You only make it 15 feet this time, and run into a wall.
Okay. Is
there
it a dead end?
I have a question. How is Durkin seeing?
I have low light vision.
Yeah, but it's not low light. It's dark. You're in the darkness.
Okay. I have my lantern lit then.
Okay.
Is that fair to everybody?
Yeah, that's
fine.
fine. Yeah. And I have some sort of vision too. I'm getting kind of like winded by having this over my face.
I appreciate the method acting, but I think you can.
I have dark vision as well. Does that count to be able to see in complete darkness?
Yeah, everyone who's not Durkin can see just fine. Oh no, Unatra's blind.
Yeah.
Completely.
Is
Yeah.
Unatra with us? I thought she'd stayed up there filing her nails.
I mean, if that's what you wish, I just thought you guys were going to want a cosplayer in this encounter if you made it.
Yeah.
Alright, fine. So it's not like Ghostbusters.
Is there some sort of like general knowledge check that any of us have done about chakra lizards? About like if we just happen to know about them?
Yeah, that would be like I guess a knowledge wildlife or knowledge magical creatures roll, and I don't think any of you have that particular skill.
Gotcha.
You don't really know much about chakra lizards, except that you think that they're lizards, and you suspect that they are electric.
Boogie woogie woogie.
Yep.
Indeed.
So is this a dead end, or is it a
Yeah,
T
it's a complete dead end.
All right, so
You can hear the sound of rushing water to the. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out where you are mentally. To the south, I think.
Ooh. I mean, that makes sense to me. That like wherever this thing lives, it should be near like fresh water or like an escape. Because I can't believe it sates itself off of poo.
Ugh.
But, maybe chakra lizards eat human feces. Who knows?
I was pretty sure this was going to be a dead end, but I figured we should just, be thorough. So why don't we go ahead and backtrack? And
So you're back at the intersection.
Okay.
You have an arrow marking you.
I cross out the arrow.
Okay.
Oh god.
As going to the dead end.
Mm-hmm.
And I make a new one going towards the sound of the rushing water.
To the south?
Is that the way we came?
No,
You came from the east.
Okay. Then yes, that direction.
So you head south for another 50 feet and come to another intersection. The sound of rushing water has gotten stronger. What do you guys know how far your dark vision reaches?
60 feet, I think it said.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's correct. So you can just see like the next intersection down when you come to these places.
Okay.
And the next intersection seems pretty clear.
All right.
Does the light of the lantern interfere with our dark vision at all?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it would probably supplement it, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, your dark vision doesn't get any further. So the lantern, I believe, casts a 25-foot radius. So you have color light vision in that 25-foot radius, and then you have black and white vision from that 25-foot to your 60-foot radius.
Wow. Yeah, I thought it might be like night vision goggles, where like adding the light would like just sort of blind us.
No. It's much more convenient than that.
That's great. Eyes are magical.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are. I mean, they kind of are actually. And then you can see down that alley to another 50 feet to the next intersection. I'm gonna roll. Hold on. Alan Berg, you notice that the sewage is running faster here,
Uh,
and it's running to the south.
Alright, guys. I noticed that the poop is running a little bit faster going south here. I can't look at it anymore. Can you... God, just... If we go south, it's faster.
Doesn't it make you feel better that it's moving faster away from you?
I don't want to look at it.
I guess by that logic, it's also coming faster towards you.
Oh
well. Let's keep going.
So another 50 feet down to the next intersection, I guess.
Yep.
So this is just another four-way intersection. You can really hear the sound of the rushing water now, and you can see that about 15 to 20 feet ahead of you. There's like a big opening on the side of the tunnel. Obviously to another tunnel, but much sooner than it would have been in the sort of regular grid. And you can hear, you can hear the water is rushing in that direction.
Gotcha. I wonder if this is man-made, or maybe a large lizard made a hole here for a nest, or who knows? Let's check it out.
Wait, I can probably do something about that. I mean, are these tunnels made of stone?
Yeah, definitely.
I use stone cutting, right?
Yeah. So your perception tells you that this is carved by a human. It's not dug by an animal.
Okay.
Or, sorry, carved by a sentient species, not necessarily a human. But your sort of dwarf elitism leads you to believe that this was not carved by dwarves.
This is made by a subordinate species to dwarves, I can tell, but not a lizard, probably. I don't know. Humans suck sometimes at making these things, so.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. So really, I'm not helpful.
I mean, I'd like to get closer to this opening. I want to know what it leads to. If there's like a waterfall off of an edge, or.
I have an ability to check for traps, don't I, as a rogue?
Yeah, absolutely.
Place...
Detect traps is the name of the skill, I believe.
I'm trying to do all this while like keeping my shirt up in my face. It's kind of hard.
Commitment to the bit, Hector.
Yeah, you're right. Detect.
Search. You use search to do it. Sorry.
Just use search. All right.
Yeah.
Oh God, it just really.
Search the poop.
Oh, no. Oh my God. Am I losing HP by just being near the poop? Probably.
No. I mean, it's just poop. It's just poop.
All right.
Hector's gonna pass out from.
Oh God.
Lack of oxygen.
9 plus 8 gives you 17, I guess.
Wow.
You don't detect any traps.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, everything looks good, guys. We can go.
So have you like advanced to the? You must have advanced then to the edge of this new tunnel, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see down the way. So first of all, the tunnel doesn't have like open sewage running in it. It's 15 feet wide, and there's a grate system over top of the sewage. So instead of having concrete, you're basically on grates that are running over top of the sewage, and the sewage is rushing underneath you down this tunnel. And doing as sewage does, and periodically splashing up through the grates. So not like huge, just like what happens when you have running water.
Okay, so it's like
it gets everywhere.
Oh, God. So it's kind of like this pit that the sewage is going into. No.
It's not a pit. You can tell. So you can see flickering light actually down at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
It's about
Hector, I feel obligated.
150 feet down.
Hector, I feel obligated to point out I don't think doing this with your nose uncovered is going to be doing you much good. There you go.
Fair. I was trying to breathe. I guess I can't.
I'm not forcing you into this method acting.
This isn't scuba diving. This is Dungeons and Dragons.
That's true.
Um.
Okay. All right. So wait, you said 150 feet down this tunnel?
Yeah, you can see like a flickering light down like 150 feet.
Hey, y'all, I see some flickering light down 150 feet. I see some light down this tunnel. Should we go investigate?
Does it look like a natural source of light to us? Or what does it look like?
I can barely tell. We'd have to get closer to actually determine that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Does the hooded lantern let me decrease the amount of illumination it puts out?
Yeah, I believe so. But I think it just like allows you to select between like a ray and like a cone and a circle.
Okay, but I can't like decrease the radius of the circle.
Let's look it up.
I assume no.
Yeah, that seems pretty fancy.
Yeah, I assume no.
That seems like a fair assumption to me.
Okay.
But I don't have it open right in front of me.
All right, then never mind.
All right, let's go. So we're walking across grates currently to get to this illumination. Yep.
All right. So you get down to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on just a second.
I continue my chalk marks as we've gone in this new direction.
Of course you do. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It clearly illuminates a 30-foot radius. Yeah, you can switch it to a cone. So anyway, so you get down to the end, and it's the entrance to a sewage treatment plant. And so the rushing water you heard is water being sort of transferred between these enormous treatment tanks. That's why it's all like rushing down into here. And it is 2 minutes to 5, so I think we will explore the sewage treatment plant next week.
Amazing. Cool.
All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time.
I can breathe.
Do you know what time of day was it when we were doing this? Because I was imagining moonlight coming in from above. I think just because I was painting sort of an attractive, gross sewer. But yeah, I just don't know that.
I mean, you're in like the dark during the whole sewer, and the entrance to this sewage treatment plant is lit by torchlight.
The shit glistens in the.
But I would agree with you that it should be nighttime at this point.
Yeah, let's just say it's nighttime.
Okay.
I don't think there's any penalty against us because I thought about it too that way since we were really referencing Ghostbusters and they did the sewer. Was it Splunky?
Oh, there's less traffic at night. It's a lot easier to put out cones and tear up a manhole cover. So.
And we can tell where a source of lightning from a lizard might be coming from at night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, like, there's no lighting in the sewer
at night.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, the morning rush is the worst.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Morning coffee boops. Great. This is a real mature direction we've taken.
Yeah.
This adventure, and I'm enjoying it.
But it has a lot more personality. Gotta tell you, right?
I think so. Yeah. And it, never let anyone tell you that the DM is the storyteller. That's a dirty lie.
True that.
Yeah.
It's a shitty lie.
Oh.
All right, guys. I'll see you. See everybody next week. Yes.
I should be available. Yeah.
Yes.
Believe so.
Woo.
Great. Awesome. I'll see y'all next week.
See you next week.
Oh, 100 XP each because you didn't earn any other.
All right.
Episode.
Woo!
Woo!
Hooray!
Yeah. Hooray! I'll write that down. Cool.
All right.
See you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.